10:10 Bible Study. Jump into the Word with us.
Hey guys, Pastor Kevin here. Happy Friday. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. I just want to take a minute and talk about chapter 10 in the book of 1 Corinthians with you guys for a minute, because this chapter has probably one of the most important verses in it that you and I can learn from. And because one of the main things is we live in a culture today that pretty much tells you, hey, if it feels good, do it. Hey, you're allowed to do whatever you want, and just go with it. And we have a culture that kind of tells us, hey, just do whatever you want. Everything is okay. But when you are a follower of Jesus, we live under a different set of rules. We live under the rules that Jesus gives us, and we live under the rules that the Bible shares with us. And so Paul gives us some pretty interesting information to look at, and I wanted just to share 2 or 3 verses with you. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 10, starting in verse 23. And here's what he says. He says, "You say, I am allowed to do anything." All right? He says, "But not everything is good for you." Then he says, "You say, I am allowed to do anything, but not everything is beneficial." All right? Don't be concerned for your own good, but for the good of others. And so basically what Paul is saying is, listen, yeah, you may be able to do whatever you want. You may be able to do whatever you want, and even if the law says it's okay to do it, maybe even if the culture says it's okay to do it, that doesn't mean something is okay for you and I to do. It doesn't mean something is beneficial for you and I. And so when it comes to the decisions you and I make as followers of Jesus, there are a lot of TV shows out there. There's a lot of movies out there. There are a lot of songs out there that, society says, hey, these are great artists. These are great movies. They're funny. You should watch them. But you know what? Maybe the content in it isn't the best. Maybe the stuff that they're laughing about isn't the best for you and I to be watching. I don't care if you're 12, 15, 20, 25, or 30. There's some shows that I won't watch just because of what's in it and the inappropriateness of it. How would you feel if you saw me coming out of as a pastor at Park Valley, or Pastor Matt, or Pastor Will, Pastor Zach, any of our pastors at church? You saw them coming out of a movie that was inappropriate or dirty, or if you saw them at a restaurant drunk and falling all over the place and cussing and talking inappropriate, we would think, wow, I can't believe my pastor is doing that. But you know what? Society says it's okay, so why is it necessarily not okay for Pastor Zach or Pastor Will or myself? Because we decide to live to a higher standard when it comes to what Jesus has called us to do, and so shouldn't you. There's nothing special about us. We still want to sin, and we still sin like everyone else does. But when you and I say, hey, just because something is okay to do doesn't mean I should do it. Listen, that's an important thing for you and I to learn. That's an important thing for you and I to learn how to wrap our heads around. Because again, there's a lot of things that society says are okay, but doesn't mean it's going to be beneficial for you and I. And hopefully you will get to the point in your faith, in your walk with the Lord, that you will start to be able to determine what's good for you and what's not good for you. And there are many things that there's things that you and I shouldn't be doing. There's things that you and I shouldn't be doing when we go to parties, or when we're with our boyfriend or girlfriend, or the way we talk to our parents. So again, that verse says, hey, you say I'm allowed to do anything, verse 23, but not everything is good for you. So just because you're allowed to, doesn't mean you got to do it. So pray for discernment. Pray that the Holy Spirit speaks to your heart and convicts you. And hopefully you and I will soon learn that just because we're allowed to do it doesn't mean we should, or doesn't mean we have to. Well, hey, enjoy the rest of your Friday. We will have another one of these on Monday. And don't forget, middle school is now meeting on Tuesday nights, and high school is meeting on Wednesday nights. And we hope to see you guys soon. Love you guys. Have a great weekend. Bye.
10:10 Bible Study. Jump into the Word with us.